As people gather with loved ones during this holiday season, one commonly seen decoration is a star. Stars are placed at the top of Christmas trees, cut out by school children to be put in windows, and adorn the paper that is used to wrap gifts. You may have heard the story of the Star of Bethlehem that was mentioned in the Bible. It was said to have guided the wise men to the birthplace of Jesus. Many people refer to this as the Christmas star. But what exactly was this Christmas star? Prior to researching this video, I was under the impression that it was a known star, like Sirius or Polaris. However, research indicates that its nature is actually under debate. It could have been anything from a comet to a supernova, or even something like the conjunction of planets like Jupiter and Saturn. Scientists have argued about the subject for centuries, since identifying the astronomical object in question would also lead to clues about the historicity of Jesus' life. Let us examine each of these hypotheses in turn. How can we rule out that the Christmas star was a single star? Because of the way that we see stars. As you can see in this time-lapse image, the rotation of the Earth causes the stars to seemingly move throughout the night sky in a circular pattern. As David Weintraub, a professor of physics and astronomy at Vanderbilt University in Tennessee, pointed out in an article on space.com, quote, "You can't follow a star from Baghdad to Jerusalem to Bethlehem. Stars don't do that. They rise and set, and they don't sit in the sky." If you look closely at this work of art from the 14th century, the Christmas star appears to have a flaming tail, suggestive of a comet. However, according to some sources, despite the known presence of Halley's Comet in 11 BCE, the Star of Bethlehem could not have been a comet. Would the magi, also known as wise men, emphasis intentional, have followed a comet whose path was changing in the sky? Unlikely. Plus, as we have mentioned in a previous video, which I will leave linked, in ancient times, comets were often seen as bad omens. They were, quote, "a harbinger of impending disaster," says Greg Matthews from the University of Notre Dame, a professor in theoretical astrophysics and cosmology. Another possibility, a supernova, can generally be ruled out because it would be nearly impossible to see with the naked eye. Additionally, scientists have not yet found evidence of a supernova that dates to the correct time. According to an article on Astronomy.com, quote, "The only supernova that was visible from Earth around the time of Christ's birth actually happened in the year 185 AD and was recorded by Chinese astronomers." As a side note, Chinese astronomers noted the presence of a, quote, "broom star," likely a comet in the sky, in 6 BCE as well, perhaps lending credence to the theory that the object in the sky seen by the Magi was a comet. Maybe a better answer is that this seemingly single star was actually a conjunction of planets. A book by Michael Molnar, titled The Star of Bethlehem, questions if this is the correct theory. This conjunction occurred around 7 BCE and is hypothesized to have inspired the Star of Bethlehem story. As seen in this image from Astronomy.com, in that year there was a conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, meaning that their paths appear to have overlapped in the sky, although obviously the distance between them did not change. Their seeming proximity would have made them seem significantly brighter than either of them would have been individually. Jupiter aligned again 3 years later, this time with Venus, sitting just 1/10 of a degree apart in the sky. They remained aligned for months. I have found a fascinating video modeling that alignment, which I will leave linked in the description box. But there is another explanation, that pet peeve of most astronomers: astrology. In some biblical translations, the Magi were identified as astrologers, later as kings. Perhaps you're familiar with the carol "We Three Kings," in reference to the Magi. Interpreting stars and divining among the stars is a key aspect of astrology. Jupiter, in particular, is associated with royalty. So if the Christmas star was indeed a conjunction of Jupiter with another planet, then the Magi's travels to meet the newborn king fits in with astrological tradition. If you're unfamiliar with the differences between astrology and astronomy, go check out our video on the two. So while we don't yet have an answer to what astronomical body the Christmas star was, we have several possibilities. Whether it was a comet, a supernova, or a planetary conjunction, the story of the Christmas star remains deeply rooted in the traditions surrounding the nativity of Jesus Christ. Regardless of what traditions you celebrate, we at Hidden in the Stars wish you peace, health, and happiness.